welcome back to our channel, the Monforts.
Woo-woo.
I hope you guys liked our videos so far. If so, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment.
Thank you. So in this video, we wanted to get into my first trip to Canada, which is really like our second time meeting, but in some kind of reality, it was almost our first just because of how we met.
So we met in Vegas, but less than 24 hours after meeting, we were both in a mass shooting together, and then the next morning, Austin had to drive back to California, and I had to fly back to Canada.
Chatted a lot of FaceTime, a lot of texting.
And then 6 weeks later, Austin came to visit me.
Yeah. So I remember being at my college and talking to Chantel and finally booking the trip that we had been kind of talking about. We knew it was coming, just a matter of time of when it was going to happen.
Kind of was like a real first date, but it was like a 5-day long first date.
It was a real first date, but there was like a 5-hour plane flight in between that date across the borders. So it's definitely a different feeling flying to a country with to go see someone that you are interested in, but have only met them one time. You're flying to a different country, out of your comfort zone. Like hopefully it goes well because you're staying with them where they live. So I mean, it was all good feelings, but it was definitely some nervous things, like anxious feelings.
So I'm like on my way to the airport to pick him up. I'm really excited to show him around, but I don't even think twice of parking the Jeep and going inside to greet him. He's never been to Canada. I pull on the curbside.
Well, it wasn't like such a big deal. I just felt like it made it more nerve-wracking because like I literally walk out, like I'm standing on the curb. It's like Canada, so it's freaking cold, freezing my booty off already. I'm a California boy, ain't used to that. And then just like calling like, you're on the curb. Okay, I'm in a white Jeep, just come on over. Okay. Like,
so then when I picked him up, we had like probably a 40-minute drive home. It really wasn't that awkward because really we had only spent, I don't know, a total of 10 hours together, and most of those hours were like in a really traumatic situation. So it was good.
Yeah,
do you remember the drive?
I think it was as best as it could be for the circumstances we were in. It was definitely not like awkward or any like long silences where you kind of like just looking at each other, waiting for someone to say something. No, it was definitely continuing to get to learn each other, and then definitely kind of trying to break the ice around being with one another. I mean, we knew each other so well through messaging, but then face to face, and it's a little different, obviously.
All right, so what's the first thing you asked me when we got to the house?
Well, we got to the house, showered, and it was already like nighttime, so time to go to bed, and still feeling each other out, kind of breaking the ice. We've been like through flirty and text and everything, but like I said, different scenario. But I asked Chantel, I walked into the room, I was showered, and I was like, I don't want to be weird or anything. Like, I'm perfectly fine with sleeping on the couch. If you're not comfortable with like sleeping in your bed, that's completely normal. Like, that's fine. And she was like, oh, stop it. You're fine.
It was really cute. Like, he was really trying to be a gentleman. Obviously, he's in a different country. Like, he's never been here. We've never really spent more than a few hours together. I thought it was cute. I planned a night in Jasper, Alberta, in the Rocky Mountains. He had never seen them, and I really wanted to show him that.
Definitely a cool place to go see, especially in the snowy winter. It's dang cold up there. What else was cool too is when we drove in, it's like in a national park, so we got to see some sheep.
Oh, the bighorn sheep.
They were like licking the salt off the road, like didn't even care that you're driving a car right like 10 feet away from them, could care less.
So I booked a room, just a standard room at a hotel, nothing fancy. We get there and they give me the receipt to sign, and the address of the hotel is Las Vegas. What? I thought that was so weird, given we had met in Las Vegas and we had so much like history in Vegas. And then the guy says, oh, you have the biggest suite. And I was like,
what?
I only booked a standard room.
Pulling stacks.
Like, cheapest room I booked. But the suite was so pretty. It had 2 balconies overlooking the mountains, a beautiful fireplace, a dining room.
It was pretty big.
Yeah, it was huge.
I just remember when we like brought all the things up to the room and like hung out for a little bit, and then I went back down to the Jeep, her car, to get more things, and I grabbed like a bottle of water I had in there. And this is when I realized I'm in Canada, because my water bottle was frozen solid. Like, that's never happened to me before. I was like, what? Dang cold. Well, when you're not used to being in the cold and you go into that, it's definitely different.
Yeah, so we just like toured around the city. It was super fun. And it just so happened that the Country Music Awards were playing that night.
We met at a country concert, so.
Yeah, and we both love country music, so we put on like comfy clothes, had some wine and
Started
beer.
the fireplace.
Yeah, I had the fireplace going and just watched the awards. I think
we still hadn't kissed at this point either.
I think that's when we both like let loose a little bit. It was more like cozy and like, comfortable and
for sure like throwing the arm over.
It was the rodeo weekend in Alberta, and I had already bought tickets with our good friends. And then they announced that Jake Owen was playing for the Bulls Only, which Jake Owen is a pretty special artist for the both of us because he's the one we saw right before Jason Aldean and before everything happened that night in Vegas.
Yeah, got to see him again together, and it was pretty crazy to have that being a first concert back.
It was nice to have each other for like our first concert in a big arena. There was fireworks, there's a lot of things happening, so it's definitely nice to have him there. After the rodeo, we went to the country bar, and Austin got to meet all my crazy Canadian girlfriends.
Canadians, that's the night I figured out, know how to party and know how to drink way more than I can.
Way more than this young boy.
Yeah, they got me beat.
The 5 days went by really fast. After the mountains, we really were like a couple. I felt like we were holding hands. And
yeah, definitely feeling like a normal couple and feeling as if we've been like together for a really long time.
Yeah, like it was not awkward at all. We never had an awkward moment. So for those of you that asked how it was the first time you met in person, well, technically first time other than Vegas, it really wasn't bad. Like, he was a real gentleman.
Well, obviously we're meant to be with each other now, but it definitely was a good way to just click and not feel weird, and it just went so well, so smooth. And
I drove him to the airport. Austin, did you cry?
Yes, I'm a big crybaby, especially when it comes to emotional things, and after an amazing trip with Chantel, it was definitely difficult to go home. See, she laughs. This is how she is. Like, I'll be crying right now and she'll be laughing.
It's not
like,
a
it's
crier.
It's like a cute giggle. Like, I don't know how to deal with you crying because I'm not going to cry. But I feel you.
Every time after that, when we said bye, Austin cried.
Yeah, but I cried because we just like had such a special trip. She was a special person to me, someone I wanted to be with. But then you have to fly back home to your country. It's not like we're flying back across states. We're flying across the border. Having no idea where this was gonna go. It was just a mixture of all these emotions.
Yeah, and we didn't have like a second trip planned, so that's really hard, just saying bye and not knowing what's gonna happen next. I mean, we weren't officially a couple, we're still trying to get to know each other. I was really not even thinking of being in a relationship with someone from a different country. I feel like to me that was just crazy. Other than 90 Day Fiancé, I had never heard of any of my friends or family go through it.
I didn't even know what 90 Day Fiancé was until we started the 90 Day Fiancé process.
Yeah. And now he loves the show.
Hooked.
Are we gonna keep spending money coming to each other's like country and it's gonna go nowhere, or are we gonna make this work and try to figure it out as we go?
We definitely just followed our hearts, and that's what I suggest to anybody in that situation, is just kind of just go with your heart or where your gut tells you to go. And not that no one was on our side, but a lot of people were like judging or like didn't know what we were getting ourselves into, but look at us now. It's just such a crazy thing, and I mean, it still is kind of crazy that we did it, but we made it work and we loved each other, and now look at us.
Thank you guys so much for watching our video. See you next week. Make sure you like, subscribe, and
comment.
bye.
Bye.